Hey peeps, we are back. We're talking The Real Housewives of Orange County, Season 17, Episode 5. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. Alright, so this video is a little bit late. That's because it was my birthday and I was relaxing and just enjoying some time off. But before we get into the show, I wanted to say thank you so much for all the birthday wishes. You guys are the best. My peeps are better than anybody else's. And I just wanted to say again, thank you guys so much for the birthday wishes. Okay, so on to the show. Alright, so the show picks up right where it left off. Heather is still trying to read Taylor for filth. Taylor decides that she's just going to go ahead and call Tamra out since Tamra keeps calling out everybody else. And, Tamra just threw her under the bus. And she said, well, you said that her IMDb was from 1900s. Tamra lies and says that she didn't say that and that, they were just having a conversation and laughing and joking a little, but she never said the 1900s. And production said, no, ma'am. And they showed the flashback, and she absolutely did say that. Well, Tamra gets upset. She walks off. Heather walks off. Then she follows Heather into the bathroom. Heather asked her straight out. She said, were you laughing and joking about my IMDb? And she says she expects the truth out of Tamra. And Tamra says, of course not. And then she continues, which we find out later, she continues to throw Taylor under the bus and tries to make it seem as if she was just sitting there listening as Taylor pretty much ripped Heather's IMDb to shreds and was talking about how Heather was, making fun of her and tapping her on the head and everything, which some of the comments that Tamra voiced to Heather was actually true statements. She knows that Taylor was not trying to be rude or nasty. Taylor was explaining to her how Heather had hurt her feelings. And Taylor told Tamra this information thinking that she was in a safe place with a friend who was going to keep this information to herself. Heather does have a confessional where she says that she would be extremely disappointed to find out later that Tamra was not telling her the truth. I don't understand why she would be extremely disappointed. Tamra. She hasn't changed at all. So when they get back to the house, this is where my mom side of my brain kicks in. Tamra is laughing and joking. They're all sitting around the kitchen in the, villa. And Tamra is throwing these gummy bears. And my mom's side says, oh no, wait a minute now. Who is going to clean up these gummies? Because no ma'am, you can't just leave those laying around. All of a sudden you'll wake up and there'll be ants all over the place. I was really upset about it. I said, wait a minute. Listen, Heather in the end ends up picking up all the gummy bears, which I was surprised. Why was I surprised that Fancy Pants was cleaning up the gummies? But she did, and I appreciated that because the mom side of my head was angry. I mean, what? I did get a good laugh out of Tamra kissing Shannon and then Shannon saying, come on back. And she stuck her tongue out. That was hilarious. Heather did make this comment where she said that she was excited to see that Shannon and Tamra were making up and getting along, but she hoped that she wasn't going to be the odd man out. And when she made that comment, it just reminded me of Emily and Tamra trying to make up on the boat and how Heather kept interrupting them. And I said, maybe Emily was on to something when she said that Heather is afraid to let Tamra and Shannon become friends with the other girls because she thinks she'll be left out. I think that's true. When the other girls get back to the bunkhouse, they were just sitting around having a good time. And Jen tells Taylor, she says she'll probably have to pull Tamra to the side the next day because she really just didn't like the way Tamra was throwing her under the bus. And Taylor said, yeah. She said, do you think something is wrong with her, the way she treated me? She said, do you think she was in that bathroom throwing me under the bus even more? And I'm paraphrasing. And absolutely she was. Absolutely she was. It was at that time that production threw in the flashback from earlier that night and showed us what Tamra was doing. Taylor was not being vindictive. She was just trying to explain to Tamra exactly what happened and how she felt. Tamra, in my opinion, was putting a little razzle dazzle on the story and trying to make it seem as if she's this good friend and Taylor isn't. And it also reminded me of the week before when Taylor was on Watch What Happens Live. She said that she was the closest with Tamra and that Tamra was the most loyal friend to her. And I said, girl, if this is your thought of most loyal friend, you need some help and you need to reevaluate what you require in a friendship, because Tamra is not friends to anyone except for Tamra. So then Tamra continues to go in, and listen, I feel as if Tamra clearly brought Jennifer on this show, and she was a part of the whole Taylor coming back so that she could actually trample all over these girls and, think she's making a splash. She's making a big comeback. But what she's actually doing is showing herself for the liar that she is. And she's always saying, I don't lie. That's one thing is for sure. I may talk a lot of mess, but I don't lie. No, you lie quite a bit. She tries to throw Shannon under the bus when she's sitting there with Shannon and Heather and says that, Shannon was showing empathy towards Taylor. And I was so proud of Shannon in that moment. She says, I was. You're right. Because I can absolutely see both sides. And yes, I do have some empathy for Taylor. And I am team Shannon on this one, because I too can see both sides. I can see why Heather is pissed off, but I can also see why Taylor was upset and why her feelings were hurt. Heather was playing her like some little tiny puppy. You're so cute, Yes, she's new to the acting business, but she did come back and say she did have approval from the producer and the director to offer this role to Heather. If Heather and Taylor would have sat down and had this conversation privately by themselves without Tamra jumping in, throwing some razzle dazzle on the situation, none of this would have blew up the way it did. Shannon explains that she thought that Taylor was a little bit insecure because Heather has all this background in acting and this is her first role. And then out of nowhere, here's Tamra's chance. Here's her in. She's like playing a game of double dutch. Wait, where can I jump in? Here she goes, jumping in. Jen is insecure too. This girl is supposed to be your friend. Remember, she was supportive of you and you guys were going on vacations and you were doing things together. This woman is no one's friend. I cannot stand this. Okay. Normally, I am team Tamra. I think Tamra is hilarious. When she is being a good person, she is fun. But when she's throwing people under the bus who trusted her with their private information, I am not here for it. No, ma'am. She tells these girls that she is insecure, and Heather jumps in the conversation and decides to share information as well. They go ahead and tell Shannon everything about Ryan and his cheating. And I said, wait a minute. Jennifer has been very open. She has been pretty honest. I don't think she's 100% honest about the sex with Ryan, but she's been trying to be pretty honest. She's been open. She's been telling you guys her information. But when she told you guys this information, it was just the three of you there. I don't recall her giving you all permission to share this information with Shannon. I mean, I don't know. It pisses me off. She then goes on to tell them that one of her friends had told her that when Ryan first came into the Cut Fitness, he saw her behind the counter and said that he was going to F her. And the friend said, no, you're not, because her and her husband own this gym. And he said, no, I'm going to F her. And so she's been holding on to this information. Now, my thing is this. Why are you holding on to this information? And why haven't you ever sat down with your good friend Jennifer and explained that to her? Especially when you found out that Jennifer was interested in dating this man. Especially when you find out that Jennifer has taken it so far as to separate from her husband and, get a divorce. Why, as a friend, had you never told her about this man who is a known player, a known cheater, and sat down as a good friend and explained to her that maybe this is not the guy for you? Why would you wait until you were filming to share this information and to share it with these ladies before you shared it with her? Shannon was not okay with that. She says this is something that you should talk to Jennifer about, and she felt very uncomfortable with the situation. Now, the next morning when Shannon's in that kitchen and she is cooking, that was hilarious, especially when they put her little hair extension in the back of her pants and she hopped around like a little pony or a horse. That was hilarious. But I appreciate that she got up and made that nice breakfast for the ladies. You know, if they were at Melissa Gorga's place down at the shore, they would have had some cut up strawberries and some coffee. I'm just saying, it's a difference. So they show a little flashback with Tamra, and we see Ryan, her son, again. I said, you know what? Bravo. Bravo, people. We are over it. Stop putting Ryan on our TV screens. This is getting to be ridiculous. You know that this man is a racist and a homophobic. Stop putting him on this TV. Now listen, I love this ranch. I love this ranch. I love the fact that Gina, Heather, and Jen got a chance to saddle up on the horses. They did a little cleaning, a little mucking out stalls and cleaning the trucks. I think that's amazing. I don't think that it's something that I would want to do every day for the rest of my life as far as mucking out stalls and cleaning out them trucks, but I think it's a great time. I love the outdoors, as long as you got plenty of off, because I don't want the Zika, but I really do like being outside. I'm just saying. Now, Tamra, Shannon, and Taylor out there driving the tractor. Shannon was tooting her own horn, found out she didn't know what to do with the clutch. She couldn't stop her little tractor, but that was good times. That was good fun. And I could do that. I really could. Shannon does tell Tamra, who's nursing a hangover, about their conversations they had last night and about the situation with Ryan and Jen. And she tells her, she said, I think that you should talk to her about this. And it should be just the two of you. So in other words, she's giving Tamra a little heads up. This is something that's important. You should share this information with her, and it should be privately. Gina, which, I'm never team Gina, but I was team Gina here. Gina was actually trying to help Heather. She tells Heather while they're cleaning out the truck, all that poop, she says, this is what Taylor explained to me happened with her and Tamra. She's trying to explain the situation, and Heather doesn't want to hear it. She doesn't want to believe it. She doesn't want to think that Tamra would ever laugh at her or say anything funny about her IMDb. And in Gina's confessional, she says, I don't know why we're pretending like Tamra is some sort of saint. Tamra is known to do stuff like this. And that is true. Everyone knows Tamra for her works, right? And so I agree with Gina. Why is Heather acting as if she doesn't know who Tamra is? Why is she taking Tamra's word at face value? It just seemed odd. So here is where I get extremely pissed off. Gina is having this conversation with Jen, and she tells her that she's so glad that they're bunking together because now she's got to know her and she's more than just her infidelity. And I got so pissed off. I just put my TV on pause for a second and I said, wait a minute. The queen of DUI is now the moral authority on this show. I don't think so, ma'am. I don't think so, ma'am. Her cheating on her husband has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with us. You out in these streets driving drunk has a lot to do with everybody else who's out on the street, whose family members are out driving. You could have killed somebody out on the street driving drunk. But you want to sit on this moral high horse and try to reprimand this woman for having infidelities that has nothing to do with you. Okay, what you should do is go back to OC and have some conversations with Matt. Get yourself a therapist because you are not over it. Not only that, you should not be allowed to use this woman's life as your storyline. You are doing too damn much and you are giving not enough. Please remove this woman from this show. That pissed me off so bad. She is not sleeping with Travis. She is not sleeping with Matt. Her infidelities has shit to do with Gina. I mean, this was too much. She was over the top the way she was trying to reprimand this grown woman. And not only that, when Gina started dating Travis, Travis wasn't divorced. Up until this very moment, I don't know if Travis is divorced yet or not. I know he is still in some sort of custody battle. So Gina, you were a part of an affair, and so was Travis. In my opinion, Travis might have been separated, but Travis wasn't divorced legally. What high horse is this that you are standing on? I mean, she tells Jennifer that her infidelity has really triggered her. And I wish that Jennifer would have said, well, you know what? Your DUI triggers me. It really does. I mean, get the hell out of here. Jennifer says to her, my past and my path may not make sense, but it's not my job to make you feel good about it. Facts. She does not have to lift you up and support you. Go to hell on some damn where. And it's crazy because, listen, I'm not saying that I agree with infidelity. I don't. I'm also saying that if I was married and there was infidelity in my marriage, that would definitely be the end of my marriage. I'm not here for the shit. If I marry you, you stay faithful. I stay faithful. If things don't work out, we just go our separate ways and you can do whatever you want to do. However, it is not Gina's business what this woman does in her marriage. It really isn't. In the end of all this, they make up, they hug it out, they decide they're just going to try to move on, be friends or whatever. But the thing is, Jennifer is a lot nicer woman than I will ever be, because there is no way that she would have got this conversation out of me. Bye, girl. Make your dollars on somebody else's back. You're not about to use me. When Gina brings up that there was inconsistencies in her story, I said, oh my gosh. And then they throw a flashback and we see Tamra throwing this woman under the bus again. Tamra saying that she has a strange relationship with the truth. So do you. This upsets Jennifer because she says Tamra's her friend. Why is she talking behind her back? And I get it. What pisses me off the most is this causes Jennifer to start crying. And it upsets me. I'm like, you guys, she has been as honest as she can be. I don't think she wants to talk about the sex because she doesn't want her ex to know and she doesn't want her kids to know. But she is being pretty honest, and she doesn't have to be with you. She doesn't have to tell you guys any of this information. And, you know, Gina, just go on home and talk to Matt. Worry about him. Jen says she's going to have a conversation with Tamra. Tamra and Shannon have a nice conversation. Shannon pretty much tells her that she's gun shy with their relationship. However, being on this trip with her, she realizes how much she loves her, how much she misses her, and that they really do want to continue their friendship. But she was really hurt by Tamra. They both apologize to each other. I think that Shannon's apology is 100% authentic. I think that Tamra's apology is bullshit, and that at some point she's going to do something to blow up her relationship with Shannon. So then when Tamra makes the announcements that they're going to be sleeping in these tents outdoors, the ladies are absolutely devastated. Not me. I'm excited. I love a good camping trip. I love to go camping. I like to do everything except for fully fish. You know, if you put the worm on my hook and then you take the fish off when I reel it in, I can do that. But if I have to bait my own hook and take the fish off the hook, I can't do that. But the rest of the camping situation, I really like it. Also, somebody has to put my tent up. But listen, once the tent is up, you know, I can do all the other stuff. Anyway, I like to go camping. So they're having two options for dinner, bison or fish. Now, honey, listen, I would go for the fish option. And the only reason why I say that is because I've tried bison a couple of times and it just wasn't for me. You know, I didn't love it. Heather lassoing that glass of champagne cracked me up. And then Heather said to Tamra, she said, put that on my IMDb. That was cute. So we find out that Heather goes back and throws Gina under the bus. Now listen, Heather's calling Gina out for being a pot stirrer, and that is all facts and true. But this particular situation, Gina was trying to help Heather. I mean, I think Heather might have did a little too damn much this time. But, you know, Tamra is going to call Gina out.
Why are you involving yourself in this when you weren't even there?
Checking on my friend, like friends should do.
Oh, okay.
So why bring
Gina, goodbye.
Checking on me is great, but honestly, you kind of made it out like there's a pattern.
I thought we were cool. I didn't know that you were like trying to like stab me in the back. Or to fuel the fire of my mess or my life. I'm so
I don't
confused.
understand what you're talking about, so you need to be more clear.
I don't
on that.
understand.
I think that I have some built-up resentment because
For what?
Because when Ryan walked into my gym for the very first time, he looked at me and said, "I'm gonna her."
Well, why have we not had this conversation?
Because it's kind of disgusting. And my husband doesn't know.
And you didn't want to hurt her.
I showed up to a parking lot and caught you two.
You are so wrong. That's not even
Okay,
right.
tell me where I'm wrong.
I had never even held Ryan's hand. Never.
It's still really
She has 5 children.
Okay.
Why would she walk away from a marriage unless she knows that she has a connection with him or not? I'm sorry.
There should be no emotional connections made when you're married.
It's like you're.
I'm not advocating for infidelity. I'm not, but I understand your perspective. You would walk away from a family of 5 after
You did walk away
meeting
from
a guy
a
a
family
couple
of 5.
times.
You're in a car getting a gift from another man. You walked away from your marriage. I'm sorry. This is why I can't do this. I'm sorry. I cannot do this. I really can't.
She's right. If my husband did that to me, I feel the same way. 1000%.
It seems like Gina's coming for Jen about Jen's infidelity and how it provokes her. Oh my God.
You're stuck in these. You have to piss your pants.
The bottom line is I'm worried about you leaving your family for Ryan. I just don't want to cheat on you.
Smooth.
I can't get my Western belt out of into.
There you go. The girl from Oklahoma solves that.
Thank you.
You know, I know a lot. Heather Amin said that he sent her a dick pic.
I was there. We were on the plane and we were facing each other and it was in his contacts. He hit select all, but he only has like 4 people, his kids, me, Heather, and whatever. And he hit Heather.
So he meant to send that dick pic to you.
Yeah, we were on, yeah.
But if you're together, why is he sending you a dick pic?
It's just being funny.
I don't buy what Jen is saying. Do you know what the dick pic said?
Hi.
No.
It was like a hand. It was like, me and my limp D miss you.
Okay, so I have stopped using clips, but I thought this was needed. Anyway, Tamra tried to get upset that Gina got involved, but didn't you run and get your butt involved in Taylor and Heather's situation? Didn't you run and throw yourself into Jen's situation? Girl, shut the hell up. Tamra making that comment that Gina is trying to start problems. Girl, are you upset because she took your role? Are you upset that she's following your lead? Because you like to start all the problems. That's just your role. Gina can't do that. Gotcha. Tamra coming back with that. I thought we were cool. Shit. Jen thought y'all were cool. Shada thought y'all were cool. Heather thinks that y'all are cool. Yeah, girl, bye. The only person that you care about is yourself. Cool down on the fake outrage. We're sick of it. Now, the way Tamra threw that Ryan situation out there, dear God, that was rude. That was terrible. Tamra is disgusting. She claims that she didn't tell Jen about Ryan because she was so disgusted, but you didn't have any problems throwing it out there right now on television. You are no one's friend. You are only thinking about Tamra and getting to hold on to your orange. You don't care about any of these girls. And then later she's going to tell Jen, the bottom line is I'm concerned about you leaving your family for Ryan. If you were concerned about her, why wouldn't you share this information with her sooner? And then the whole thing about the dick pic. Oh, Jen, that's disgusting. And I don't believe it. He's sitting right across from you, but he's sending you dick pics. No, ma'am. I'm telling you right now, I'm a grown woman. I don't want them. Now, I have received a few unsolicited dick pics, and you know what happened? Those fellas were blocked permanently. I don't play that. I'm grown. I don't need to ask for pictures, and I don't want them unsolicited either. And that man was absolutely sending that dick pic to who he sent it to. Girl, bye. That's a bunch of crap. And did anybody ever notice that Tamra loves to start stuff, but when she is confronted face to face, she runs? Girl, bye. Get the hell out of here. Every time Tamra does something like this, I am completely shocked at how these girls act as if she's never done this before. They don't believe it. They don't trust it. This is her pattern. She does this all the time. I was really ticked off when Heather started acting like she was so appalled by the infidelity as well. And then when Gina runs off to cry, I said, girl, you are not getting an Oscar or an Emmy for this whack performance. She's going to call Travis. And, Heather did give her some good advice, in my opinion. Heather tells her, you are not over this. You are not past this. And it's not really a good idea to call Travis to tell him about this You don't want to keep telling your current boyfriend to tell them about how you're feeling so upset and worked up about your ex. That can cause problems. And then we saw in the previews for next week that she's telling Travis all about it and trying to act like Heather overstepped. Girl, as many times as we have seen you overstep, you overstepped every time you talked to Jennifer about her infidelity. But you want to get upset with Heather for giving you, in my opinion, what is a good piece of advice? Stop going to your current boyfriend to cry about your ex. That's not a good look, and it can break up relationships. But I will say these episodes have been entertaining, and they were lacking the entertainment value the last couple of seasons. So get down in the comments and let me know what you think, and until next time, bye.